We are broadcasting live. Hopefully you enjoyed the live show this morning. Have a couple more videos coming for you. Chad Booksam and others. Just had a very important update. A couple things happened after the live show. Donald Trump, basically through market manipulation, said now that he wants a strong U.S. dollar and not a weak one, and that Steven Mnuchin, Treasury Secretary, misspoke about wanting a weak dollar. By the way, I just think that's he's managing media messaging. It's him and Mnuchin are in on it. I think they knew well in advance they wanted Mnuchin to talk about weak dollar policy, and then he's kind of just messing and trolling Wall Street traders. I mean, people probably lost hundreds of millions of dollars today as a result of those comments. So Trump just be trolling. But as is the title of this video, and you can hear those wind chimes in the background, that's kind of like the doomsday clock, which an article came out today too. It is, we have never been so close to nuclear war, ever. We are more close to nuclear war, according to George Soros, and according to the tests that we just had in Honolulu, by the way, and Japan. Honolulu and Japan. It wasn't a fat finger, it was a test, because it's what they're prepping for. And now George Soros has just come out and said this: Trump has U.S. set on a course towards nuclear war. Billionaire investor and political activist George Soros said President Trump has the U.S. set on a course for nuclear war with North Korea. Speaking at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, Soros said Trump is trying to establish a mafia state in the U.S., but has failed so far. And I'll even hear people criticize Trump because he's not a globalist. That's actually a good thing. It's a good thing he's breaking up the global order, because us here in America that like freedom and liberty, we don't want a globalist agenda. So I'm reading this, goes on and on. President Donald Trump has the U.S. on course for nuclear war, according to this billionaire investor. And by the way, George Soros would know. Okay, he's a very, very evil man. He would know the course and direction of where the world and the globe is headed. He is arguably more powerful than presidents. This is a quote, the fact of nuclear war is so horrendous that we are trying to ignore it. But it is real, he says. Oh, what a fearmonger, huh? Maybe you guys should tweet him and email him, calling him a fearmonger. He says, the threat of nuclear war is real, Soros said during a speech at the World Economic Forum in Davos. Indeed, the United States is set on a course towards nuclear war by refusing to accept that North Korea has become a nuclear power. Now, by the way, the world war that we're about to fight, that we're already in now, whether or not you admit it to yourself or not, has nothing really to do with North Korea. North Korea is just a proxy. The real nuclear war will be fought with Russia, China, and Iran. Okay, that's America's real enemies, and the U.S. is the real enemy of those nations that I just mentioned. Okay, so that is the nuclear war that will be fought. This creates a strong incentive for North Korea to develop its nuclear capacity with all possible speed, which in turn may induce the United States to use its nuclear superiority preemptively. That's why they're running all these tests, by the way. They got to make it kind of look like self-defense, that it's a real possibility that North Korea could strike, or Russia could strike, or China could strike, or Iran could strike. Preemptively, in effect, to start a nuclear war to prevent a nuclear war. Obviously a self-contradictory strategy. That wasn't the only place Soros attacked Trump. He compares Trump to Russian strongman Vladimir Putin, blah, 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 blah. So all you need to know is what George Soros just said there. Okay, he's predicting nuclear war and a nuclear holocaust. It's why they've been running all these tests in Honolulu and Japan. They weren't fat finger mistakes, okay, because the guy didn't know his Twitter password. These are engineered psychological warfare tests. These are psyops. Go look it up if you're not aware of it. These are psychological operations to prep the American people, for war and an imminent nuclear threat, whether or not the U.S. decides to preemptively strike or not, or it's perceived as a mechanism of self-defense like Pearl Harbor was. Well, they bombed us, so now we're going to go fight the Nazis. And millions of people are going to die as a byproduct of World War II. This, of course, ties into all the economics and financial implications that I was speaking to earlier. The total destruction of the U.S. dollar, the decapitation of fiat currency, which is why all the smart money, all of it, All the smart money is moving into real assets, real wealth, whether or not that's land, real estate, whether or not that is gold, silver, whether or not that is cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology. Basically, it's coming to an end. We are at the crossroads now, and those chimes you hear in the background, not only is the debt at an all-time high, but the doomsday clock is literally about to strike 12 noon or midnight, whatever they set it at. I can't remember if it's midnight or noon. In addition to that, they're running psychological operations for literal nuclear holocaust here in the United States and Japan. So I don't know what else to tell you guys, but get ready. Click the link below to join us. Please support us. More videos coming from Chad Book Sam and others, myself included. I love you guys. God bless. Take care of yourself and your family. This isn't bullshit, guys. This is for real.